Hi and welcome to a new episode of Sparks by VinoVonk. My name is Jeroen and I will bring beautiful stories out of the world of wines. And today we're going to Greece. No, we're not literally going to Greece. I will stay in Amstelveen, but my guest is in Greece. His name is Stamatis Mylonas. Stamatis, welcome.
Hi, nice to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
And thank you very much for your time. I have three beautiful wines of you here. They are sponsored from Unopolis, a Dutch importer in the Netherlands of Greek wines. I will tell something about it later. If you want to know it straight ahead, go in the show notes. But Stamatis, for people who don't know you already, could you tell me something about yourself? Who are you? What do you do?
Yeah. Well, I'm Stamatis Mylonas. I'm the third generation of Mylonas Winery. I studied chemistry and enology, and afterwards I did the WST courses up to diploma level. I took over the winery in 2000, and since then we are trying to and focusing in high quality wines, mainly from Savatiano grape variety, because this is the main grape of this region. My grandfather and my father used to sell their wines only in bulk. The first bottling actually for Mylonas Winery was in 2006. And since then until now, we are managed to export our wines to more than 20 countries right now, and producing around 200,000 bottles per year.
Oh, that's a lot.
We are
Around
trying.
2000. And what kind of grape varieties do you use?
So the main grape variety here in Attica region is Savatiano. Savatiano has been farmed here since ancient times. This is the main grape variety of the region, covering almost 80% of the vineyards. But we also have Assyrtiko, Malagousia. We have a small part of Aidani. We have Merlot, Agorgitico, and Limon.
So you have a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mainly focusing in indigenous grape varieties, of course, because I believe this is the future of Greek wine.
Well, that was almost my last question. What do you see for the future of Greek wine? But we'll come to that later. But
Yeah.
the location you are at, a lot of Greek wines are famous of the islands like Santorini or Creta. But you're not located on an island. You're located on the mainland.
Yes, we are south of Athens, about 35 miles in the Attica Peninsula. We are almost surrounded actually by sea. In three sides we have sea. That's very important because we are, as you understand, in a region that during summer is the heat is quite a lot. So summer breezes from the seas helps a lot in the vines. What is interesting about our region is that, and it's also protected by UNESCO for that. The soil is unique. It's very rich in minerals. Actually, researchers has shown that from the 5,500 minerals which can be found all over the world, 750 of them can be identified in this region. It's very rich in minerals, and that's, as you know, it's very important in the winemaking. The fact that the soils, of course, down in the peninsula, there are also some Asian mines where the ancient Greeks used to mine silver. And actually, something historical is that the growth of the Athenians and the Parthenon Acropolis was built by the money the Athenians gained from those mines. So this is a region with huge, long history.
Yeah. Yeah, but the minerals and the history is also very important in Greek winemaking because
Uh,
The Greek grape varieties, the indigenous grape varieties, are very unique, but they are very adapted to the uh, climate
exactly.
in Greece. It's they can stand the heat.
Imagine that most of our vineyards are more than 55 years old now. Phylloxera came in 1955 in our region, so everything was replanting in American rootstocks, but we still work with those plants which was planted in during 55 to 65. So we are talking about 55 plus years old vines right now.
Yeah, yeah, and then you have a lot of concentration because as
Yeah,
wines getting older, the concentration comes getting
exactly.
higher, the yields are getting lower.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
the vines are non irrigated, uh, bush vines, very low yields, as you correctly said. We have, I believe it's a great place to grow vines and to get grapes here in Attica. Although it was an underrated region due to Retsina history.
yeah. But you have 12 hectares
We
and
have 17 hectares right now,
17 hectares.
and we also have some growers we work together. We are working almost with 35 hectares right now, but only 17 are we own 17 of them, and the other 17, 18 the grapes are from other growers.
And all of them are bush wines.
Yes, yes,
But that,
95% to
yeah,
be
but
honest.
but the, yeah, but with bush wines, you can't do anything mechanical. You have to do everything by hand.
We we do one thing with tractors. We are driving above the vines. We have high tractors, and we lie down the weeds this way because we don't use pesticides. We all the weeds are the soil is turning over, and we get off the winds.
Yeah. So you do you work organically then?
Yes. Actually, we are following what we are saying here is the traditional farming, meaning that we have that this is organic farming, but it have elements. It's also inspired by biodynamic farming, although we don't follow all the protocol of biodynamic, but for example, we prune the vines by the lunar cycle, as my grandfather used to do. This is something my grandfather didn't know what is biodynamic. Okay, but he learned to do that from his ancestors, and we also doing that. And that's I call it traditional natural farming because it has elements from organic biodynamic, but something is traditionally what we used to do here.
Yeah. Yes, traditional, and yeah, that's the way to go. And nowadays, you
Exactly.
see a lot of people saying, "Okay, let's do it a new style. Let's work biodynamically." Well, it's not new. Yeah, well, for you, it's new, but a lot of people work a long time, a long history with these kind of things, like you just said.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Although we are not following 100% the protocol of biodynamics, but we have
Yeah.
elements because this is what they used to do here.
Yeah. Very interesting. Shall we go taste the first wine?
Yes, of course. So the first wine we're going to taste is Savatiano, 2024 vintage, stainless steel
Yes.
fermentation. We don't, our winemaking is very low intervention. We don't use yeast, commercial yeast, I mean. We ferment in about 17 to 18 degrees of Celsius. And what we want to do is as less as possible. We want to express mostly the terroir. So we are trying not to intervene a lot during the winemaking. This wine also has 3 months batonnage. And as you may see, Savatiano is not a high aromatic wine. It's most food-friendly wine with some stone fruits and herbal notes when it's fresh in this style.
Yeah, it's very fresh and also a little bit like the green notes, like fresh grass, fresh lime.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, we forgot something. We always have to say proost or yamas.
Yamas. Exactly. Yamas.
I like the acidity. It's not too harsh, but it cleans your mouth and it gives a lot of juice in your mouth and it's full. It's filling your mouth.
Yeah.
And in that way, the next round you feel more flavors of the fruits, but also a lot of different kinds of minerality. It's not only salty, but it's also refreshing. It's very interesting.
Yeah. Savatiano it was an underrated grape variety because this is the grape we used to make Retsina mostly. And unfortunately, a lot of bad Retsina was produced during the past. But nowadays, many winemakers in our region are making great wines from this grape. And imagine that this is the simple wine from Savatiano, stainless steel. We're going to taste later the cuvee, which is more complex. You can see what Savatiano can really give you.
Yeah, it's a very diverse grape variety.
Yeah.
Ah, I like it very much. And I
Yeah,
like the label. It's very clean, but also, but, but it also feels very Greek without a
yeah,
lot of Greek
yeah.
Greek
I'm glad.
letters.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah,
It's Savatiano is my passion actually, uh, because I grow up in the vineyards, as you understand, and my father always was telling me that Savatiano he believed a lot in the grape, and he always said that I believe that the next generation, me, will manage to do something great with this grape variety because he was sure that this grape can produce amazing wines.
yeah. And he's totally correct.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, this was only the first wine, but
Yeah.
very nice. And on the label it also says vegan. So you use bentonite for the fining.
Yes. Yes. We use the bentonite for protein stability, all the process is very minimal. We try to do as less as possible during the winemaking procedure to have a more terroir-driven wine.
Yeah, but could you see it like a natural wine?
No, natural. To be honest, I don't believe in the term natural wine because all the wines are natural.
Yeah.
Beyond that, um, it is generally, we said generally that if you want to be a natural wine, you have to be in total sulfites up to 40, 45 milligrams per liter. This one have 60, if I remember, 60 milligrams per liter sulfites. It's above that, although it's very small amount because the total is 200. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's just a little bit more above the line that
The
the
limit
people
the
call that
friends
natural.
have, yes, the
Yeah.
friends said that accepted, but I think it's 40, 45 milligrams per liter, maybe 50. I'm not sure.
No, no, but it's low intervention. That's
Mm.
and you make it in a natural way, like no commercial yeast.
Yeah.
You make your own. Yeah, I love I love that way. Shall we go to the next wine?
Next one is the Assyrtiko. Assyrtiko, as may as you know, is the most known Greek grape variety, especially due to Santorini Island, where the wines are unique. And I think that the best Assyrtiko is produced in Santorini for sure. This is a mainland Assyrtiko. There is a funny story behind the vines here. My father may be one of the first who brought the Assyrtiko vines in the mainland 40 years ago. He decided to went to Santorini and pick up some cuttings. Actually, what happened, it's a funny story. He used to bring from Santorini another grape called Mandilaria, a red grape that helped him because it's very colorful, and he used to produce back then a reddish Retsina called Cochinelli. So he brought Mandilaria from Santorini, and and he blended with Savatiano, and he then have a light red Retsina wine. In one point, a truck came in, supposed to carry Mandilaria grapes, but 40 years ago, the growers in Santorini could not sell Assyrtiko, so they decide to hide the Assyrtiko under the Mandilaria in the truck and send it to my father so to get rid of Assyrtiko because they couldn't sell it. It's ridiculous. So the truck came in. Actually, I was very small. I remember actually my father when he saw when the truck upload the grapes and he saw white grapes and he was expecting red grapes. He started shouting what they did to me, and they supposed to be working with me so many years. So he decided to ferment this white grape. We didn't even know the name of the grape back then, even us in Greece. He fermented separately, and he was impressed by the acidity he had in the end wine. So the next year he went to Santorini, pick up cuttings, and plant his first Assyrtiko vineyard. So this is how we have Assyrtiko in our
Yeah,
region.
and how did the people on Santorini react when he said, "Okay, I want some cuttings from the Assyrtiko," because
They thought
they wanted to get
they
rid of
thought he
it.
was crazy. They thought
Yeah,
he was crazy. They said, "We cannot sell it. You are going to sell it."
yeah,
It's
amazing story.
It's a funny story. He liked it because here they used to harvest very late because back then they harvest by bomé and the alcohol the wine will going to have. So Savatiano, if we harvest a bit late the Savatiano, you lose the acidity. And Assyrtiko, this is not happening. So that's why he was impressed by the grape variety. So in the Assyrtiko, as you can see, this Assyrtiko, although it's mainland, it's more close to Santorini, though we don't have volcanic soils, of course. But the wine is citrusy and mineral. But if you, for example, going to taste a North Greek Assyrtiko, those Assyrtiko are much more fruity. So we're much more closer to Santorini than in North Greece.
Yeah, but this is very round, very pleasant.
Still salty, crispy, very crispy.
Oh. Mm. The acidity is typically Assyrtiko, but with with much more roundness, and because you don't have volcanic soils, you don't have that sour, bittery aftertaste. This
Yeah.
is clean aftertaste with a lot of freshness, and again with some lemon peel and lemon zest. Oh, it's very interesting, very, very, very good.
The Assyrtiko is, I believe that Assyrtiko from Attica is a very nice surprise because it keeps the great acidity, minerality and saltiness, and of course, it's not like Santorini. Santorini's wines are unique due to the soils over there.
Yeah, yeah, and the weather conditions and the way they plant and they have the vines are in little baskets.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
like a friend of mine went to Santorini, and he told me I couldn't find the vineyards. No, there are no vineyards there. And I said, okay, but they look like this,
Unfortunately,
only little baskets.
yeah. Unfortunately, uh, growers are not continuing, and they prefer to sell the land to hotels and in Santorini than grow vines.
Yeah, yeah,
Although
that's a
that,
pity.
although the grapes there are very very expensive. We are talking about 10 euros per kilo.
And a couple of years ago, they brought it to your father. Yeah, here you have it. We, we can't sell it, and now they're very expensive.
Exactly.
And it's
Exactly.
like, how many years ago is this? Like 30, 40 years ago?
40 years ago.
Yeah, 40 years ago. It's crazy how things go.
Yeah.
Oh, and then this is also very food friendly uh, wine.
Yes.
And could you tell me
Exactly.
something about the label? Because it's very interesting.
Yeah. In all our labels, we have birds, and our logo is a bird. You can see it behind me. Because when we are in the vineyards, we have many birds, especially when I am in the tractor and turning over the soils. We are talking about 30, 40, 50 birds can be behind me and trying to eat worms from the soils. So it is our company in the vineyards. That's how the idea came, and we decided to have birds in our logo and our labels. And we also want, for example, in Assyrtiko, we wanted to something. Here is the graphic designer is a good friend of mine. These graphics were made by hand, and we wanted to feel Greek, uh, to be a very modern, but not so modern, or at the same time, if you can
Yeah.
understand me, what I
Yeah,
mean.
also with a little bit of history in it.
Exactly, exactly. To give you a sense of Greece, if it is possible to have it without saying very loud that anywhere be folklore or something. And actually, the labels was great. The feedback we had from the labels is all over the world is great. People love them.
Yeah, yeah, it's very clean, very recognizable.
Yeah,
Really good job.
thank you, thank you.
And then we're going to the last wine, and this is
The
the
la-
wine why we are here together, because this wine was giving a good price every year. There's a group of masters of wine under the lead of Yanis Karakis, and they make a wine list. They buy their own wines, and they make a wine list, and they call it the Great Greek Wines. And in the list of 2025 of this year, this wine was on the list. So I thought, oh wow! And I asked Yanis, my friend of Onopolis, well, uh, do you have this wine? Yeah, I have it. And you have to talk to Stamatis, and he makes lovely wines. Yeah, and that's why we are here. But that's a short story about this wine. Can you tell me something about this wine?
yes, this is this to manage to have this wine. We have been working for more than 15 years. Um, I always believed that Savatiano has great aging potential. So we, in the first 15 years ago, 14, 13 years ago, we were doing some experimental vinifications and some late releases to see how the wine ages. Uh, After the years, we managed to find the vineyards for those wines. Those vineyards for me are the best in our region. The soil is gravel over limestone. That's why the label is like that's like seeing the vineyard from above. You cannot see the soil; you see only gravel in the vineyard. We have discovered that Savatiano there is gives you some differences from the other Savatiano we have. Um, the wine spends 9 months in on the lees with batonnage. Afterwards, the wine is bottled. Then is kept. The bottles were kept in the cellar for 2.5 years, and then the wine is released in the market. So we wanted to people to see how the wine can evolve in time. So you see that in the nose you have some toastiness, although there's no oak at all. It's due to the aging in the bottle, and the Savatiano always gives that toastiness. We have minerality. We also have some petrol aromas. For me, Savatiano, this is the best for me until today. What I have seen, this version is for me is the best version of Savatiano for our winery, and I think all the Savatiano, all the late releases of Savatiano are very, very nice, complex from all the producers around this region.
It smells very lovely. The aromas are very complex, but it's very attractive because you also have some bee wax, some toastiness, some smokiness, and it goes from fresh to matured, and it's very interesting. But what I was thinking, this is a matured wine from Savatiano, but I also have another Savatiano. If I uh, store it like 5 years, will it be the same?
Yes, yes. If it is a very I'm not talking for my only, but in general, if it's a Sabatiano with from bush vines with a nice winemaking, not very do a lot of things, low elevation winemaking with a nice cork, a good cork to be kept. The wine will, after 3, 4, 5 years, will have those that profile.
Yeah, it's a little bit the same like a Riesling. A Riesling is
Yes,
in the beginning very fresh, very crisp, but when it ages, it's getting more roundness and more smokiness, petrol.
yes, exactly.
But the terroir, the soils, and everything is different from this wine than from the first wine we had, or not?
The
Yeah.
first one is from is a blend from all what's going on in Attica. I didn't mention before is that we don't have one vineyard all together, all the 17 hectares, but the vineyard is scattered in about 15, 20 different plots. So we have soils that is sandy clay with rocks, with gravel, and going to the Cuvée vineyards, which is totally 100% gravel with just a bit sandy soil. That's a different in the soil.
Ah, that's a difference. And uh, now that this wine is on the Great Greek Wine list, what is the impact of being on that list for you?
It's the impact both in reputation and business opportunities very nice for all the producers that manage to be in the list. Imagine that a lot nowadays, I think this was the third or fourth time we have the Greek the list from Great Greek Wines. Whoever nowadays is interested about Greek wines will go to this list and try to find out uh, about Greek wines, and those wines will be the first he's going to see. This is one very first and very important. We are also the great Greek wines because of the people who taste the wines. They are all master of wines, very important people in wine industry. You are getting practically a validation of quality of the wines you send the wines that are taking part. It's very important for the producers like that. Also, uh, the great Greek wines managed to get great publicity and social media expos. So uh, the winery also gains a lot of these things from that. And something that's maybe one of the most important things Yannis Karakassis is doing is that he's taking the wines and going to many, um, especially in Europe, countries, cities like Paris. I think it was in Amsterdam last year too, and he's showing these wines to sommelier and importance over there. So uh, it's it it's it's put your wines in the middle of the conversation of Greek wines. That's the most important thing, I think.
Yeah, and in that way, a lot more people get to know your wines and other Greek wines, finding out new grape varieties and finding out, okay, this is a fresh wine, but if you age it, it will get like this. You have different kinds of soils, different plots, and you have single vineyards. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing is, if you weren't on the list, if the list wouldn't exist, we didn't have this conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
and
right. The list gave us this opportunity for me to be here to your podcast. What you can gain is you cannot imagine because people are checking that list everywhere in the world if they want something, if they want a Greek wine.
yeah, yeah, it's amazing. And what do you see the main difference is of winemaking in your area, in opposite of other Greek areas?
Different winemaking methods, you meant?
No, just making the wines. You have other grape varieties, but also different terroir, different
Yes, we have.
climate.
We are working here in Attica. We are mostly working with Savatiano grape because this is the main grape and you cannot find it all over the Greece, Savatiano. For example, the soils here are unique. As I mentioned before, it's very rich in minerals. You cannot going to find anywhere else. The climate, it's Mediterranean, the climate here, but it's although we are in a hot region, because of the breezes, it's the vineyards are cooling the vineyards during the summer. Very important. So it's a unique terroir, huge history. Many wineries coming for third, fourth generations. I think this region has a huge future because it was underrated until now. And we are going to see a lot more from wines from this region for many producers.
Yeah, that sounds very promising for the future then. And if you look to the future of what is your vision of the future of Greek winemaking?
The future, as I just said, I think it's huge. We are still in the beginning for Greek wines. The future is the indigenous grape varieties. Imagine that we have more than 300 indigenous grapes, and you people may know until now mainly may know Asceticox, Nomavro, and Moscofilero and Agorgitico, which is the four grapes that we focused to promote 10 years, 15 years ago most, but now Malagousia, Savatiano, Limnona are coming behind. So there's much to discover. The vineyards are mostly low intervention and the wines, the Greek wines. We do not have a lot of wine, but people consumers nowadays are drinking less but better. So Greek wines fits there. Their value for money, wines. I think the future is here for us.
Yeah, no, I'm always saying that drink less but drink better. Find out new kinds of wines, and when you go and find some Greek wines, you have a lot of different kind of varieties. I learned today about the new grape variety, Savatiano, and when you age it longer, then you get a complete other wine. It's very fascinating. These wines I got from Unopolis, the sponsor of this show. He's importing lots of Greek wine. It's a very nice guy also. He sells on his web shop. He also sells it to restaurants. So he has a lot of contact with sommeliers. Go check out all the details in the show notes. Stamatis, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much for the invitation. It was great talking about and introducing our winery.
Stamatis, thank you very much for your time. Yamas. And
Yamas.
looking forward to seeing new wines of you in the future.
Yes, I will be happy to. I will probably be on January in wine profession. I will be glad to meet you in person.
Okay, I will write it down in my agenda. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Great.
This was a new episode of Sparks by VinoVonk. Join us again soon for a new episode. Bye. Cheers.